Hey everybody, welcome to Life with Sunny Lea. Actually, I probably should call it Life with Dusty Rose. It's all been about her this week. She's gotten into so much trouble, causing so much worry and stuff. But we love her, and we'll keep her up. You can stay tuned till the end. You'll find out why I was up till 5 o'clock in the morning one morning with her. Why I was out till 1 o'clock in the morning outside one morning. And she's been keeping us busy. So, on Sunday we did go to church. Chris and Bill and I went to church. Sean slept in. And then he went up to check on his house. He's been living here for the past week or so. And he's looking for a job from here. And so he's just staying down here, kind of relaxing, getting himself vacation between jobs, and he's applying for jobs around here. He's wanting to move back into this area, which is great. And so he's staying here for the time being, and he's welcome to stay as long as he wants. Our other son's coming in on next week, and so we'll have a full house. We'll have all three boys living at home again for a little bit. Don't ask me how long it'll be, but I'm going to enjoy it while they're here. So anyway, he got home about 1 o'clock that morning. Got back here. Like I said, most of the week has been taken up with Dusty. On Monday, I spent, all morning, most of the afternoon, working on her grass pea pads. She has discovered that she can unravel them and she can eat the fake plastic grass. So I tried getting some bias tape and edging them. Well, I sewed them all in by hand, basted it in. I was getting ready to put it on my machine, and it didn't work. The material is either too thick or whatever, because the needle will go through it, but doesn't catch the bobbin thread at the bottom to make the stitch. So that was pretty much a worthless, wasted time, because I never got them fixed, and I haven't put them down. The one I did, I haven't put it down to see if the basting will hold. I'm pretty sure it won't against her chewing at it. It needs to be sewn, and my machine just won't handle it. So I have the pea pad, I have the tray, but I can't put the grass on top of it because she pulls it off. But she uses the tray to pee, but then she tracks it all over her room. And thank goodness it's a cement floor that I can easily mop. That means I have to mop it a lot. So I tried trying pea pads, but she just tore those up and tried to eat those. And I don't know how much of that she's eaten, how much of the grass she's eaten. So anyway, that's what I did Monday, all morning and most of the afternoon. And then we went to town, got groceries, came home, started fixing supper. I was microwaving sweet potatoes, and I had one more yet to do because you can only do them so many at a time. And as I was at the stove, I heard this gigantic pop. Turned around, the microwave was dead. Thank goodness it did not catch on fire. It just stopped working. So Bill took it out, unplugged it, and took it out right away just so it wouldn't catch on fire. And so we were without a microwave downstairs. Luckily, we have an old one upstairs in the kitchenette, which is in Chris's area. And I went up there and I finished the sweet potatoes up there. That microwave isn't much better. I think you can only hit the easy start switch. I think that's the only one that works on it. The clock works. And it's old too. But anyway, it was enough to get the sweet potatoes done. So we had supper that night. And of course, I train Dusty every night. I started putting her stuff away and couldn't find her ball, her tennis ball. And we left her out here during supper time on a leash, on her tie-out leash with her spotlight on. I love that little spotlight. I can just look out the window and I know exactly where she's at. It's be pitch dark out here and I can tell where she's at. Anyway, couldn't find her ball. And I had visions of her eating it, since she eats everything. So we were out here until like 1 o'clock in the morning, walking the front yard, hunting for that ball. I found it on the front porch. She had dropped it right before she went into the house. So at least we found the ball. And that's just the beginning of the things that she's gotten into this week. It has been one thing after the other. Tuesday, I had the cats outside again. They're loving it. Let's see, Dexter and Hercules, Monkey Blue, and Prince all will run out to the catego on their own. The other 6 have to be carried. And so I took those out. And then Monday, I given Dusty her pill for her bacteria in her urine. And I thought she had taken it. I really did. And I started to clean up her room and shake out the rug that she sleeps on. There was a pill. Well, I didn't know for sure if it was today's pill, or Monday's pill, or whether it was Sunday's pill. So I didn't want to take the chance of overdosing her, so I just put it back in the rotation to give to her the next day. But when I was in the grocery store, I did buy the Greenies pill pockets and used those. And they have made a big difference in her taking the pill. Now, the first round of medicine, I just gave her the pill and she ate it. She swallowed it, no problem. This round, she's a little bit wiser and goes, I don't like the taste of that. And she spits them out. So the Greening pill pockets have really helped with giving her her medicine. So, and then I had a hair appointment. And after I got through with getting my hair done, Bill and I went to town and bought a new microwave. And so we have a new one. Hopefully it will last as long as the other one did. Because this one that just popped, if I remember correctly, was my mom's one. And that has been 20 years ago. So it wasn't used continuously. It did sit in storage for a while until we needed it. But it was quite old. So this is a brand new one. Hopefully we won't have any problems with it. On Wednesday, Bill took Chris to town to look for jobs. Sean isn't the only one looking for jobs. Chris is looking for a job also. And he doesn't have a vehicle yet. And he doesn't have a driver's license because he didn't need one when he was on the East Coast. He didn't need a driver's license or a car. So now he's got to save up some money so he can get a car. And then there's no need to get a driver's license until he gets a car. So we'll be taking him back and forth if he has to go to work, which is a common practice in this area. Most of the parents are taking their kids back and forth to work. Let's see what else. Got the cats outside again. I finally got the old bathroom upstairs. I finished cleaning everything out so they can start remodeling it. It's been pretty tore up for a long time. And we really didn't need it. We were just using it as a grow room because it was just an extra room. It was just the two of us here. And we didn't need 2.5 baths. We had 2.5 baths, didn't need 3.5. Well, with everybody moving back, we need 3.5 baths. So we're working on getting that remodeled and turned back into a bathroom. And of course, I had to move all my grow stuff downstairs into the basement. Okay, as you can see, we have started a little bit of taking things out of this room. Getting it ready where the shower's going to be. Got to put new drywall up there. And this over here is just basically, I don't know if he's going to take it completely out again or whether he's just going to repaint it. But we have to take all this out and put new board behind where the bathtub was and where the shower was because we had water damage. So we got to get that done. We got to repair this and change this drywall out. Gonna have to definitely put a different light in here. This light is really dim. But this should soon be a bathroom again. Much needed bathroom again. Okay. I did order some things from Amazon, and they came. One of them was a book on dog tricks. I thought I had one. I looked everywhere for it, and I could not find it. And I figured, what the heck? Like I said, she's a working dog. She needs lots of mental stimulation and learning tricks and learning agility and sniffing, scent work. All these things help keep her mind engaged, and that wears them out just as fast as playing catch and outside play. So we're working on new tricks. She already knows how to set. She knows down. She knows stay. She's not too bad on weight. She's starting to get the idea. First thing in the morning, she pushes her limits and she runs through that door to get outside to play and to go potty. So I can understand that, but I try to make her set just a little bit, just that split second before she goes out the door. But it's hard first thing in the morning. Coming back in, she does fine. She sits there, she waits until the door is open. In fact, I have to kind of push her in. Come on. Because she doesn't really want to go in. But she has to go in, eat, get her breakfast, and get her pill and stuff. So she's learning that. She learned how to crawl. She can crawl. She's learned to spin, and she's learned twist. She's learned guard, which is basically peekaboo with a set. They come between your legs and I make them set, and that's why I'm calling it a guard position. It's just a way that if anybody comes and I want her close by, I can say guard and she'll come between my legs. I'll have perfect control over her. I can reach down and grab her collar easily if she wants to do anything that I don't want her to do, and I can command her from there. So we are calling peekaboo set guard. And she has that down perfectly. In fact, I even asked her, I said, were you born before? Were you alive before? Were you a guard dog or something? Because all the guard, the set, the crawl, she got those really, really fast. And crawling is not something a dog does naturally. And she had no problem. First time, crawl, and she was crawling. So I'm really pleased with the way she's coming along with her training. She still is a bit nippy, but usually it's while she's hungry, while she's still haven't had breakfast yet, or while she's overexcited. I've learned to mix up the games. We do something that gets her really excited, and then you have to do something that calms her down. So you have to watch that fine line. When she starts getting a little nippy, change it to something that calms her down. So we're learning. Dig, Dusty dig, Dusty dig. It's important to catch things that you want them to do. If you see them doing it naturally, give it a name and teach them what that means, so they connect dig with digging. And let's see what else. On Thursday, I spot cleaned Sunny's cage. Those new tools did a wonderful job, and I don't mind spot cleaning her cage anymore. I started cleaning out the Hopi garden. I took all the old lettuce that had gone to seed. Well, not gone to seed. You can't go to seed in that little garden, but it gets tough and gets too tall. So I took all those out, but I haven't really cleaned the garden yet. I'm going to do that Saturday afternoon. We went to the Lions Club meeting, and we have a Halloween parade coming up next week. No, week after, 2 weeks. And they asked me to take pictures, so I have to work with my GoPro camera and see if I can get it working. I was having trouble with it not holding a charge, and I'm having trouble with my computer not wanting to recognize the SD to download the program. So I'm going to have to work with that. Otherwise, I'm going to have to find one of my old cameras, and hopefully that it'll work for that night to take pictures. It's just way too many pictures to take on the phone and transfer. So I'm working with that. I came home, plugged in the GoPro camera, and having it both batteries charging, so I can do a little experiment with it and see if I can figure out if I can get it working the way it should be. Got back home. Well, when we were going to the meeting, our neighbor called and said that someone had backed into our mailbox and knocked it completely off. So when we got back home, we stopped at the mailbox and brought all the pieces home. And while he was doing that, I came and started doing some stuff on the computer, and Chris came down and he goes, "Dusty's gotten into some paper." And I go, "What? There's no paper out there. There's paper all over the floor." So I went out there, and she had opened up her feed bucket and gotten the paper towels out of it. And there was only 2 paper towels on the row. But she basically ate the row, the cardboard row, ate a vinyl latex glove, and I know at least 1, maybe 2 sheets of paper towels. And I was beside myself. I looked on the camera, hoping that the glove wasn't in there. But checked the camera. Yes, she had gotten the glove. And I don't know if she tore it up completely or what, but I do know that according to the camera, she had it in her mouth. She turned around with her back to the camera, and you can see her head bopping up and down. You saw the glove flopping around, and I did see one piece of it fly over to the side, and she grabbed that. And 10 minutes later, by the time she got up, the glove was not there. So she had eaten it. And of course I was worried. There's latex gloves are not poisonous, not toxic to them, so that's no problem. But depending on if it was shredded or if it was whole, it had the better chance of going through her system without causing any problem. A shredded one should go straight through without any blockages. A whole glove could cause blockages. So I didn't know what to do. I mean, paper towels, not toilet bowl, but paper towel rolling, the tube, and the glove. So I didn't know. I finally decided, well, we'll just take her for a car ride, because every time we've taken her to the vet and back, she's gotten car sick. So we drove her to town, drove her to the vet's office. Of course, they weren't open, but we drove her to that area. Drove all around town, did the run around about, I don't know how many times. I mean, I was getting dizzy going around them. And on the way back home, nothing. So, well, at least we know we can take her places now without her getting car sick. The one time you want them to get car sick, they don't. So she did have a little bit of runny bowels when we got home, and that was it. Yeah. So I was up all night until 5 o'clock in the morning, basically checking on her through the camera to make sure she was okay, make sure she wasn't throwing up, making sure that was no diarrhea or anything, because those are things that you look for. You look for diarrhea, vomiting, pain, bloating of the stomach area, and just being no energy, just laying around. Well, she was fine. 5 o'clock, I was just so tired, I finally zonked out until 9:30, and took her out, and wasn't anything in the tray except pee, nothing on the floor. So I brought her outside to play, and I told her to potty, and she finally did go and potty. Nothing in that one. I had to check it. Yeah, joy, right? You have to check the poop. Nothing in that. No cardboard, nothing. Because cardboard and paper and gloves will not digest. They'll get soggy and wet, but they won't digest. And so I called the vet. Let's see. Bill and Chris went to town again. And I had to take Dusty out. And so when they got back, I called the vet because our phones weren't working. I had to restart the phones. Everybody's phone wasn't working. Everybody had to restart their phone to get to work. So I called the vet and told him what happened. The lady went and asked the vet, and he said not to worry unless those things I said, vomiting, diarrhea, not diarrhea, but diarrhea or constipation, where they don't poop for a couple of days, or where they just lay around and don't have any energy, then to give them a call back. But other than that, it should all pass through her, no problem. So I'm having to check the poop every time she poops to make sure that the stuff has passed through, according to the vet. So we're doing that. More plastic gloves. I gotta be very careful that she does not get a hold of. And so on Friday, she did good. She did her training. She's very energetic, no problem. She has continued to poop on time and eaten, and everything's fine. Except for the fact that I noticed that she was looking at the trash can. And we had the trash can up on top of the grill. And we had some flowers up there, and she kept looking and jumping at the grill. So Friday night, I decided, nope, not going to take a chance of her getting into anything else. So I took the trash can, put it in the garage, took all the decorations that she could get a hold of that could damage her, put those in the garage. So my garage is a mess again, with all the decorations that were supposed to be in her room. So I got the garage to clean, and I got some more things I'm going to have to declutter, because I'm looking at these things, I'm going, why do I even have them? Some of them are just things I really don't really like that well, but they're things that I've inherited from my mom, from her house. So I'm thinking about getting rid of some of the stuff that I took out of her room. So Friday night I was doing that, and late night, and got that all taken care of, got that all moved. And of course on Saturday, Bill and Chris went to town. Chris needs some dress pants. He supplied a couple places that will require him to dress up a little bit, and he wanted some other jeans that fit a little bit to his liking better. So they went to town to do that, and then they're going to go and look for showers to put into that bathroom, because we kind of talked about it, and Chris likes showers better than he does tubs. And I told him I would prefer a shower in there that with a low that you can just walk through, because we're not getting any younger. Who knows if we'll have any bounce problems in the future where we won't be able to get into a tub or anything. And our other shower, you have to get into the tub to get to the shower. So I would prefer one that you just walked into. And I said that way, if I have to bathe the dog for any reason, I can just walk her in there and won't have to try to lift her up into a tub, because she's not going to be a light dog. She's going to be a big dog. She's already 34 pounds. Now I know she's gained weight since that. That was a couple weeks ago when she got her shots. And he expects her to be 65 pounds at least as a full-grown dog. And I'm thinking she might be a little bit more. Her mom was 65, but her dad was close to 95. So I'm expecting her to be more in the 70 to 75 pound range. And that's a lot to lift up, especially if they don't want to be lifted up and put in. Now, Thursday night, was it? Yeah, Thursday night when I put her in the car, I did have to lift her up and put her in the car, because we haven't been working with getting in and out of the car yet. And so I just lifted her up and put her in, because we were in a hurry to try to make her throw up. And but she got out of the car okay. So, but I could manage to lift her, and she doesn't mind being lifted. Unlike shoes, pick that dog up and she would go nuts and try to snap at you. Dusty doesn't do that, so that's a good thing. And what else? She's learning to get along with the two kittens. One she likes really well. The other one she's not so fond of. But she still plays a little too rough with them, and I have to watch her. She's getting the idea of leave it when we're out there with them, and she just doesn't bother them until they start running, and then I have problems with her trying to go after them. But we're making progress on that. At least they can walk across and up to her now without her jumping at them. If I just say leave it, she'll wait until, she'll wait until they get to her. We're doing really well with the boundaries on the front yard. Still have her on a long leash while I'm out there, but I can say boundary and she'll stop and turn. And sometimes I don't even need to say it. She'll, on some of them, she just automatically turns. She knows that that's as far as she's supposed to go. And I have a good distance between her and the road, just in case she ever does take off. I have the chance to yell at her and tell her to stop. And she's doing really well with the stop. That's something that not many dogs are taught. But I try to teach her to stop, and that means just stop whatever you're doing. And she's high strung, she's high energy, so that's going to take a while to teach her. And that's been our week. It's been a lot of adventures with Dusty. So hopefully next week will be a bit calmer. Hopefully she'll pass those rubber glove, latex glove pieces and paper and cardboard, and I won't have to keep checking her poop. And hopefully both Sean and Chris get a job soon. Hopefully in this area. Well, Chris is only applying in this area. Sean's applying in this area and other areas, but hopefully he'll get a job. Next week should be interesting. We're going to be moving Doug back home from Ohio next week. So stay tuned and see how that move goes and see what other kind of trouble Dusty gets into. So like, share, subscribe, and thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.